quote unquote, steal defense secrets from Australia. What great defense does Australia have? ABC has invented stuff. Mike Burgess said nothing about any Indians trying to steal or any raw agents trying to steal defense secrets from Australia. Why is the Australian Broadcasting Corporation talking about it today? This is in response to the Avni Dias case. Jan friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to press the bell icon. Avni Dias, do you remember the name? Avni Dias was the Australian Broadcasting Corporation journalist who was in India and whose visa on the last day of her stay in India was actually extended for 2 months. She said that she wanted to cover elections in India and we said fine, you can cover elections in India. She created a huge shindy out of this, and so did the ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and they said no, she was not allowed to cover elections in India because the government was very unhappy about her coverage of the Indian elections. First of all, I don't understand at all. 99.9% of the Indians don't even know that a network called ABC exists. They have no clue. You ask an Indian about the Washington Post, yes, he'll know. Fox News, yes. CNN, absolutely. BBC, yes. New York Times, yes. Chicago Tribune, yes. ABC? ABC is what kids learn in school here. And nobody's heard about this Australian platform called ABC. I'm in the media, I know about ABC. I know a little about ABC, but 99.9% of the Indians have no clue. So somebody to play the victim card and say that, you know, the Indian government said, no, you will not cover and this and that and we're harassing you or something like that. This is, you know, blatantly false. This is absolutely false, and this is the attempt of Avni Dias and the ABC to play the victim card here, say that they're the victims here, and absolutely shameless. Now, what has happened is that after this woman left, right, and though she was given a visa, extension of 2 months, she was given a visa to cover the Indian elections, and she wanted more. And we said, why do you want more here? Do you want to settle down? Do you want to buy a plot of land in India and settle down here? You want to cover the elections, right? You can take it, you know, for the period now 2 months. 2 months is more than sufficient. May and June, the government is going to be formed in June. Why do you want to live in India till July, August, September? You say you want to cover the elections, go ahead and cover it. But this lady threw a fit, and of course she played the victim card and she said that India does not want this, and India. Now what has happened is that ABC has now again come out with a story which I am going to discuss with you. This story talks about how India's RAW, the Research and Analysis Wing, for those of you who do not know, it is India's external intelligence agency. Like we have the Intelligence Bureau, which does work inside India domestically. We have the Research and Analysis Wing, which is external intelligence, and they had created. So according to the ABC report, RAW had created a nest of spies, and it says that Indian spies were expelled from Australia in 2020. This is 4 years back. After being caught trying to steal secrets about sensitive defense projects, airport security and classified information on Australia's trade relationships. India is trying to, quote unquote, steal defense secrets from Australia. What great defense does Australia have? I don't know. If you say that you're trying to steal defense secrets or get defense secrets out of America, I can understand. Or if you're trying to do it from Russia, I can understand. From Australia? Most of the people on earth don't even know that Australia has an army. It's a small, piddly little country. I don't know why they have this misconception about themselves that you are doing some great defense work, you know, and people want to steal your secrets. And they're saying that airport security, what do we have to do with airport security in Australia? What is the government of India going to do with airport security in India? And classified information on Australia's trade relationships, yeah, sure. Somebody would have tried to find out who are they trading with, etc. You see, most of this makes no sense. Trade relationships, you know, I can have an argument. I'm just talking about the intent. Would India have an intent? Defense secrets of Australia. What secrets of defense does Australia have? What army, navy or air force does Australia have? Which big weapons does Australia have? I don't know. It has nothing. It's just big in landmass. It hardly has any population, hardly has any army. Small little army it has. It does not have intercontinental ballistic missiles. It does not have nuclear weapons. It does not have long-range rockets. Really, really long-range rockets. The intermediate range types. What is Australia talking about? Defense secrets. Which secrets do you have? Which platform, which defense platform can you say is quintessentially Australian? Built from ground up in Australia? Which aircrafts does Australia make? Please let me know. Which aircraft carriers does Australia make? I would like to understand how many aircraft carriers Australia has. Which jet does Australia make? Which big weapon does Australia make, which is famous across the world? Please let me know. If there is a cruise missile that Australia has, which is a world beater, please let us know, because I'm surprised. Foreign nest of spies, they're saying. The Australian Security Intelligence Organization, ASIO, disrupted a foreign nest of spies in 2020, which was accused of closely monitoring Indians living in Australia, developing relationship with current and foreign politicians, and attempting to obtain classified information. ASIO Director General's speech. ASIO Director General Mike Burgess revealed details about the spy ring in his March 2021 speech, mentioning that spies had cultivated relationship with politicians, monitored the Indian diaspora, and attempted to obtain classified information about Australia's. Now, what this guy, ASIO Director General Mike Burgess, is saying is something else, and what ABC News is saying is something else. Mike Burgess, who was at that point in time Director General, ASIO, in his 2021 speech, March 2021, which is 3 years back, he said that spies had cultivated relationships with Australian politicians. Sure, okay. So they have a relationship with Australian politicians, okay. No harm done. Monitored the Indian diaspora. Who are they monitoring in the Indian diaspora? What? I mean, if you mean Khalistanis, if Roy is monitoring Khalistanis, you should encourage it. Australians should encourage it. They should feel happy, because you idiots are not monitoring them yourselves. And one day, these Khalistanis are going to burn your country to the ground, because you have no idea who you're letting into your country. Very weak people, yeah. Australians are weak. And then he says, this is Mike Burgess, and attempted to obtain classified information about Australia's trade relationships. This also I can understand. That is economic intelligence, right? This is what Mike Burgess says, who's the head of Australian intelligence. What ABC News, that Avni Dias's company, says that India was caught trying, Indian spies were caught in 2020 after trying to steal secrets about sensitive defense projects. Mike Burgess does not speak about sensitive defense projects, because there are no sensitive defense projects in Australia. Australia hardly has military force. It hardly has a population. I mean, Australia is known for its beaches, it's known for fun-loving people, very competitive in sports, beer, have beer, go to the beach, have beer, either of the above. It's like that. Australia is not known for sending warriors across and fighting. Australians have had a little bit of a contribution in the Second World War, but they were very, very, I mean, nothing in terms of defense, etc. This is all nonsense. The spies developed targeted relationship with current and former politicians, a foreign embassy, and a state police service. He's saying something else. He's saying something else, and the ABC is saying something else. ABC is totally wrong. ABC has invented stuff. Mike Burgess said nothing about any Indians trying to steal, or any RAW agents trying to steal defense secrets from Australia. If RAW had to steal defense secrets, they would steal it from America. You know, they would steal it from China, not even China, they would steal it from the Russians or from somebody else. What would we steal? The technology to make a boomerang? This is shocking. What does Australia have? I don't know. Indian involvement confirmed. Confirmed. National security and government figures confirmed that India's Foreign Intelligence Service was responsible for the nest of spies, and a number of Indian officials were later expelled from Australia by the Morrison government. Expulsion of raw members, 2 members of India's intelligence agency, the Research Analysis Wing, were expelled from Australia in 2020 following an ASIO counterintelligence operation. Blah, blah, and blah. Nest of spies. I think they're making up this here. Okay, somebody tried to... Now, ASIO says that a number of friendly countries like Singapore, South Korea, Israel and India are seeking to conduct espionage against Australia. Are seeking to conduct. It seems everybody is spying on Australia. You people really must be totally incompetent here. You let Singapore spy on you, you let South Korea spy on you, you let Israel spy on you, and you let India spy on you. So they let everybody spy on them. And now they're saying, hey, everybody's spying. Of course. If you let the door open, everybody will come. I don't understand. And this happened in 2021. Why is the Australian Broadcasting Corporation talking about it today? This is in response to the Avni Dias case. Right? So all these left-leaning communist garbage in Australia in form of the ABC is doing all this nonsense. I just want to tell the Australians, right? We have amongst the highest defense budgets in the world. We have the BrahMos, we have the Tejas, we have the Pinaka. We have INS Vikrant, we have INS Arihant. We have our own nuclear submarines, we have our own aircraft carriers, which we built ourselves. We have built amongst the world's finest single-engined fighter aircraft. It's called the Tejas. We don't need Australian defense secrets. Come on. You know, trade, I don't know, but I can understand. I'm willing to argue with an Australian on trade that somebody from the Indian embassy would have wanted to know about trade. Keeping tabs on diaspora, yeah, if Khalistanis are there, you bloody well keep a tab on them. Those losers are the worst. But for an Australian newspaper to say that, and this, you know, ASIO did not say this. The Australian intelligence organization, they did not say that. This is ABC saying that we tried to steal Australia's defense secret. Now, this is a joke. You know, a recipe for beer maybe. That is one thing that Australia makes better than India. If you're talking about beer, yeah, you make it better than us. There is no doubt about that. But anybody saying that India tried to steal defense secrets from you? God help us. God help India the day we want defense information or secrets from Australia. God help us and God help our defense industry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the question and answers, we have Karthik here with the first question, and he says that Namaste Gaurav ji. Namaste Karthik ji. Hope you're doing good. Group like Khalistanis are basically anti-Indian extremists, but countries like Canada, USA give them citizenship, knowing that they are wanted fugitives. Aren't they indirectly supporting these anti-India elements? And then they come to lecture us about keeping tabs on these groups, when it's our job to keep our country safe. I agree with you, Karthik ji. I absolutely agree with you. And Canada and USA give them citizenship because nobody is happy. I'm telling you, this is something that we need to understand. Nobody is happy with a rising India. The speed at which India is rising, nobody is happy with it. They're not happy. They think that you know, this is something that is terrifying for them. I can understand nobody cares about Pakistan. I can understand if China gets upset, right? And we can understand if China gets upset. But our so-called friends who talk about shared values, who talk about civilizational values, who talk about shared interests, they're getting upset with India. Of course they'll get upset. Nobody wants India to rise because their own importance goes down. So the idea is keep India in check. How do you keep them in check? Will you fight with India? No, you cannot. So what do? You bolster up a Gurpatwant Singh Pannu who in bad English every second week gives out threats. That's what they do. And of course, use their media. Vijay, he says, what can India do when these so-called great countries accuse us like this? How long can we ignore and stay silent on these matters? No, we are not staying silent. Every day Indians are calling out that nonsense here. Every day. Today in the Chanakya Dialogues Hindi, and I'm sure you must have seen it by now, We called out American dual standards here. When India had the farmer protests or other protests in JNU and other universities, we showed the headlines, the complete headlines of American newspapers. And today the same thing is happening in America. And those newspapers are quiet. Exactly the same thing is happening in the United States of America. So we are calling them out. It's not like we are not. We are calling them out. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.